Attention, the following broadcast has been approved by Outcasted OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi all, it's Megan Ross here giving you the NXT review. This is the first NXT after the Battleground pay-per-view, and it opened very strong. We went straight in with Gigi Darlings versus Jade. This was a weaponized steel cage match. So Gigi Darlings was the first person walking out of this match, and it was very interesting because she seemed all full on board doing the walkout, give the music, play to the crowd, but Jessie Jane wasn't having any of it. She ran straight out to no music, dropped Gigi Darlings, and started beating the crap out of her on the outside, throwed her into the steps, then got to the cage door, slammed the cage door into her several times, throwed her into the ring, and started fighting. Then commentary quickly made this aware there was no escape in this ring. They were not having an escape from the ring style steel cage match. This was a pinfall or submission only. A lot of back and forth was going from this. We had some steel chair hits, we had some of the bin lid hits, we put Jessie Jane in a bin and just kicked her multiple times that Gigi Darlings did. This was really good back and forth, your standard weapon matches. I feel it was a bit short for the match. It was really cool that Gigi Darlings had a unique weapon in the bat that she had, being painted orange and having the thorns wrapped around it. That was very different, especially for, having thorns being the rose that Gigi Darlings has. It was pretty awesome. There was a lot of back and forth here, both going up to the top rope, and seemed like either one of them was going to fall into the table underneath. Then Gigi Darlings got the chokehold on her and dropped her into the table. And we got the 1, 2, 3 pink out. Gigi Darlings win that match. As I said, felt a bit short, but it was still good. They really did get to perform. And I feel like it's the end of that story and feud for at least Gigi's side. Who knows what happens with Jessie Jane's side of it, which she could do a lot more going forward with it and still picking Gigi as a victim to constantly go for. After that, we had a standing ovation for Gigi as well, which I thought was awesome. It was really nice to see. Then it just quickly cuts to video packages. Sorry, I'm currently dealing with a little bit of a cold, so if you hear me stop for a moment to just clear my throat. Like that, as you saw. So we went to the video packages of Battlegrounds and just kind of the highlights of what happened throughout the night, showing off Wesley and what Wesley did. Then he is backstage with Mackenzie Mitchell. They have a very short interview, literally, hey, how do you feel about being the longest reign? He's like, yeah, it feels great. It's surreal to me now that you've said it. Yeah, I'm hyped about it. But he's like, my back still hurts from the night before, though, doing the pay-per-view. And Dyad come out, try and build the storyline carrying on from them. They're just like, Joe Gacy sent us to remind you, and we're going to make sure you're reminded that this isn't done. Sorry, guys. I do apologise for this. But Tyler Bate comes to his side and goes, look, just because me and you fought on Sunday, that was out of professionalism and respect. I'm still your friend, and I will still help fight your corner against them. And Dyad quickly walked away. Because it was a bit weird, and Wes was like, yeah, you're scared now, why are you running now? But later on, it was made official for them to fight against Dyad. So, pretty cool match that comes, and we'll get into that very shortly. After that, hits commercial break, we go into another video package where it's Tony D'Angelo taking mugshot photographs from being arrested from the week before to carry on the story. Gallus taking the mick out of it, being like, they couldn't even defeat us. Now look where he's at and what's going on. Stax walks out, literally says, y'all guys ratted us out, you're snakes. And he turned around and stated, you know what snitches get? They get stitches. Tried to do a 1-on-3 and got beat up. But This also gets turned into a match after, and it becomes Joe Kofi versus Stacks. And it was a pretty good match. I did enjoy this match. A lot back and forth. Joe Kofi still getting the win because, you know, Gallus Boy's always on top, which is how it should be. But Stacks is really improving and, like, getting over for me. We have Carmelo Hayes within the ring, getting praised by Tricks, as always, just being like, look, you defended that. You defended that in your hometown, and it was awesome to see. That way. And everyone's cheering him, massive pop, to then music hits, and Nam Da, who is Supernova 11, he used to be in NXT UK. He got quite a few good pops from me when he was in NXT UK. It was pretty fun and enjoyable. Walked out. But he has some new members with him from after what happened at Battleground. He now walks out with O.R. Mensah, Lash Legend, and Jakar Jackson. A lot of fans didn't like this. They still don't. He beat Dragon Lee twice to keep the Heritage Cup at Battleground, and he made that abundantly clear, and kind of got under Carmelo Hayes' skin, to Carmelo Hayes being like, look, you and Dragon Lee couldn't even beat me once because I'm him. And was like, if you want to challenge me for the belt, let's do it. Main event tonight. Which was awesome to see. And they really built into that. So they both agree that's what's going to happen. Cora Jade is backstage complaining about what happened to her eye and how she didn't win the tournament because she couldn't see for half her match. And it then just transitioned to Ivy Nile walking into the locker room and being like, look, stop complaining. Injuries are part of the wrestling. Like, suck it up. I had hard-fought battles, and even when I lost, you didn't see me complaining about it when I got hurt. And it was like, look, I'll knock you out again if you really want me to. Yeah, Cora Jade was like, oh, I'll make a point of it, and I'll show you who I am. It was really cool, awesome match. As I said, the Dyad versus Wesley and Tyler Bate, that was happening at the start of the episode, then got turned into a match. The match goes a lot of back and forth. It's very quick. Dyad 1 minute taking charge to Wesley, and then Tyler Bate taking charge. To it starts getting a bit unhinged, and all four of them are stood in the ring. So the crowd are screaming and chanting, and they're all looking around like, wait, what? Because they're all just stood in the ring. They haven't done anything yet. So at the top of the stairs, free agent Mustafa Ali appears. This was amazing. Great to see Mustafa Ali walk out, especially after his Night of Champions sad loss. But it made sense for him to get this loss, and I feel like he'd do great in NXT right now. And I'd love to see him have a friendly rivalry with Wesley for that United States Championship. I think that'd be great. And Mustafa Ali joins them on commentary, states how he's got a taste for championship again, and he's looking around at all companies for those opportunities, and made it very much aware where he was going to be. We then had the match continue. Wesley and Tyler Bate both hit an amazing finisher at the same time from the top ropes to get the 1-2-3 on Dyad. But then they carried on trying to fight after. Ava was also jumped by the what is her name again? Nia Lee from the Creed Brothers group, the Diamond Mine, because they've been having a back and forth feud. So it was interesting to see this. That was still going on. Ali came to the defense of them and stopped Dyad. So I think Ali's been like, look, I helped you out. I'll be on your good side, but give me a title opportunity is where this seems like it's going, which is pretty good. I'm interested to see that. We then have Tiffany Stratton coming through, stating how she is now the greatest NXT Women's Champion. It's Tiffany time, and how she's just having a... I think she called it... it was either Tiffany Bration or Strathbration. She basically used their name in celebration and put it together. Like, alright, fair enough, I get it, but it was just, for me, it felt flat. It was a very cheesy, like, way of doing it, and was like, look, I don't feel any of the girls are good enough to even me pick them. So how about I just make them do a battle royale, see who number one contender is, and then they can fight me. Which, awesome. I'm down to see a Royal Rumble style match where it's a number one contenders and it's the whole NXT women's roster, which is very unique. They don't do that often. But with that, some of the girls didn't like what Tiffany was saying and jumped her. So she got very much hit by several other girls all at once. And all the rest of the girls stood at the edge of the ring, staring her down, being like, look, you shouldn't have opened your mouth. Which was awesome. I really enjoyed that. And I think it's probably one of the better ones. We then go backstage to Trick Williams being backstage on the phone, telling someone he and Carmella Hayes will be there to celebrate later. We don't quite know who. Just turned around and said, keep the bottles cold and we'll be there. It'd be very interesting if it's going to lead up to being with MVP and slowly forming like a Hurt Business thing there, because MVP and Omos are free agents. But we'll see where that goes. And yeah, Ara Mensah, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson came to kind of have a conversation and interrupt him. They were all just like, yo, your boy should have had the night off. He shouldn't have challenged Noah. Like, he's going to lose. And Trix was like, hell no. They had a very interesting back and forth because it was like semi-flirting, then it wasn't. It was weird, but it was good. We then see the pair of them, like Noam and I don't know why I said Noah previously. Noam and Carmella Hayes, both training, getting ready for the main event. We then go to a video package playing of showing the woman that was attacking several different people. She's hit Palmer, Roxanne Perez, Sol Ruka, Nikita Lyons, and Wendy Chu. So there has been quite a few of the women out of the roster right now. I called it from day one when the person was attacking, and lo and behold, it was revealed. And I was correct with who I thought it was. This person was Blair Davenport. And it was awesome to have. I'm really excited for Blair Davenport's return. I think that's going to be very interesting for the women's roster and what Blair Davenport will be doing against a lot of them. We then see Edris Anaf and Malik Blade backstage with Eddie Thorpe, giving him props on his loss to Tyler Bate, being like, look, we all learn from our losses. It happens to everyone. It was an alright backstage. There was so much backstage this episode that it took away from a lot of the wrestling and made it very difficult for me to watch, because I'm very much one of them. I don't get why we need consistent backstage things. Can we not just have people wrestling? It's a wrestling show. Do that. I get that we need stories, but that felt like it didn't need anything. Just like, hey, you took a loss. Fair enough. You're gonna have a rematch. Cool. We then got Cora Jade versus Ivy. That was set up. Ivy walking through, still kind of like a little bit roughed up from that Ava altercation, but she seemed raring and willing to go. Cora and Ivy have a really big back and forth. Great match. Several awesome spots. Really enjoyed getting to see this and just seeing that Ivy was really going for it. And there was a lot of dual chanting. And lo and behold, we get right near the end of the match, and Ava suddenly appears from the apron and causes a distraction for Niall again, which Cora Jade, being Cora Jade, took full advantage of, hit Jaded, and got the 1-2-3 count. So this led up to Ivy stating, I'm sick of this. Creed Brothers stating, I'm sick of this. Let's fight Schism. And Schism walk out being like, yeah, let's go then. Security have to stop all of them, so it sets up for a match for the next week. Which I was pretty fine with, and it was awesome. So then we land to the main event, as mentioned, of the champion Noam Dar versus Carmella Hayes, where this match was a lot of what I expected. slow to start, a lot of kind of technical wrestling style, but then Carmelo Hayes getting to show off his high-flying style. There was a lot of cool spots in it. There was a really nice springboard clothesline that was right near the announcers. And they were just taking blow for blow, massive strikes, really far-going match. Legend and Jackson distract Tricks at ringside until Mensah come from behind, but Tricks dropped him. Tricks is ejected by the referee for doing this because he was causing a fight. Fair to Tricks though, he was stopping some of the guys carrying it on. Dar was fighting off a crossface as well at the time, so once again, big strikes are happening back and forth. Dar and Mensah turned back around to a big turnbuckle dive from Hayes, which was amazing. Hit them straight to the floor. Hayes brings Dar back in and hits the nothing but net leg drop in the middle of the ring and gets the pin, which makes sense. 100% Carmelo Hayes should have won that match. As Carmelo Hayes is celebrating though, lo and behold, a Baron Corbin runs out and attacks him out of nowhere, leads into, is this Baron Corbin going back to his roots and becoming the Lone Wolf again as a free agent and going for the NXT belt? I mean, I'm fully here for it, and if it gives Corbin more things to do going forward, 100% book it this way. All in all, decent NXT. My gripes with this episode was too many backstage segments and Booker T just not feeling it for commentary. If you go back and watch that episode, you could tell something was going on with Booker there because he just wasn't engaging with his co-commentator. He wasn't really hyping a lot of the matches and he just sounded really upset. But overall, decent NXT. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what was your favourite bits in the comments section. And I will see you guys for the next review that I will be doing. If not, keep a look on everyone else's socials and they will all be there for whatever review one of the co-members of Outcasted are doing. Thanks, bye all.